Hi everyone, I'm here today to do the fictional friendship tag. Now, I was tagged by Aoife over at Fred Weasley Died Laughing about a month ago, not gonna lie, and it's taken me this long to get around to it, so I'm terribly sorry, but I will get straight on with it. There are 10 questions. So question 1, childhood or teen friend. Pick a character that was or would have been your friend to you in your youth. For this one, I have picked Karen from Babysitter's Little Sister, because when I was younger I was obsessed with these books. Not so much the Babysitter ones, although I did eventually move on to those, but the Karen ones especially, I really just wanted to be her friend. I was obsessed with reading about her. I thought it was great that she often got babysat by the Babysitter Club, and I just wanted to be her friend, and I think if I was still a child I would still want to be her friend. And this one was probably my favourite one overall, because this one is a ghosty kind of story, and when I was younger that's when I picked up my love for mystery and thrillery kind of books. I am really croaking, by the way, I'm terribly sorry, I'm losing my voice for this video. Question 2 is Kindred Spirit. Pick your fictional best friend, the friend that shares your views the most. Now, I struggled a little bit for this one in terms of I wasn't sure which character would share my views the most, but I definitely would just have an amazing time with this person in terms of reading, so that is Matilda. I feel like I could just sit for hours every single day just reading with Matilda, and we'd be the best of friends talking about books. We'd probably have our own little book club going on, and I think that I'm really sad that that's not going to happen. Question 3, age gap friend. Pick a character that is 5 or more years younger than you or 5 or more years older than you that you would hang out with. Now, this one might be considered a little bit spoilery, so from the moment I put the book image next to me, you must mute your screen if you have not read the whole of the Infernal Devices series, because I don't want to ruin anything for you. So mute now and don't unmute until the image disappears. So for this one I'm picking Tessa, because technically speaking I am 30. I mean, while she was born in like the 18 whatever region, and this book is set in 1878. This series is set in 1878 onwards, and we're now in 2016, so I feel like that's a considerable age gap in terms of the amount of years she has been alive. And I feel like she'd be quite an interesting character to hang out with, in terms of both her teaching me all about her Shadowhunter experiences, telling me all about Will, and also just like, I'm a history fanatic. The history that she could fill me in on would just be amazing. Welcome back to those of you who muted. Thank you very much, and I'm terribly sorry that I had to use something that might be slightly spoilery. Question 4 is work friend. Pick a character that you would really only see at work, but you would have a great time working together. For this one I have picked Lisbeth from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Now, obviously I probably wouldn't end up actually working in her line of work. That's not really my sort of thing. I'm not very technical minded. I'm definitely nowhere near as smart as her in that way. But if we did have similar jobs and we were working at the same place, I really feel like I'd like to think we would click. She's really interesting. I feel like I'd have a great time hanging out with her at work, but I definitely wouldn't be interested in hanging out with her outside of work, because I feel like she's just a bit too full of life for me, quite frankly. She's just crazy, and I think she's a really interesting character. Question 5, friend of the opposite sex. If you are a girl, pick a fictional guy friend. And for this one, I really just couldn't even begin to think of anyone else right now for this one than Charlie from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I feel like he would be just such a cute guy to hang around with and get to know, and I feel like as a friend he would never let you down. Everyone needs that typical guy friend who will just give you so much advice from a male perspective and will just be there for you, and I really think that he would be that guy. He would be there for you, he would totally have your back. Question 6 is long distance friend. Pick a fictional character you would long distance chat with through letters, text, online chat, etc. Now for this one, I feel like I'm taking a little bit of a risk here. But I've always said in my reviews for these books that I've always wanted to be friends with this guy. And the person I'm on about, I don't think I'd ever want to be friends with him in person because that's quite a scary thought. And you don't know who I'm on about right now, but when I tell you, you'll think I'm absolutely loopy. But it's Joe from the You series. I feel like he'd be such a fun character to be friends with, but I'd be so scared of him stalking me or killing me. So I'd really only like an online cautious friendship with him, and even then I'm probably pushing my luck, but I just want to be friends with Joe. Question 7, wacky fun acquaintance, why can't I speak? Wacky fun acquaintance, oh my god. Question 7, wacky fun acquaintance. Pick a character that is perhaps too high maintenance to hang out with every day, but is still interesting to be around in small doses. And for this one, I feel like I've made a really interesting choice for this one. I like it when I've actually managed to come up with someone a bit more interesting and unique rather than picking someone who everyone would pick. For this one, I have picked Maud from Elizabeth is Missing. Now, it might seem a bit strange that I want to be friends with an old lady, but the way I look at it is, I find old people really interesting. The stories they can tell you about life, about their own experiences, about, again, my historyness coming in, the history of the world, their viewpoint on everything, for how things have changed through the years. I can't get enough of it. I find it so interesting. I feel like she'd be a really interesting person to hang out with. I'd love to have like a cup of tea with her. But at the same time, I definitely couldn't spend too long with her because she'd probably start driving me a little bit loopy after a while, because there's bound to be something she'd be forgetting. Question 8, your fictional sibling or siblings. Pick one or more characters to adopt as your fictional siblings. I've only picked one, and I'm quite happy with one. I've never wanted to be part of a big family, so I would just pick one, and it would be a girl because I've always wanted a sister. In real life, I've just got one brother, and I'd love to have had a sister. So I've picked a girl, and I've picked Violet Baudelaire. I think that's how you say it. Violet, anyway, from the series of Unfortunate Events, because I feel like she'd be such a fun sister to have. She's not too girly, and meanwhile, she's just like inventing stuff all the time. She is so clever. I think we would have had so much fun between us when we were younger, and as we'd have grown up, she'd have just been someone amazing to have in my life, I think. Question 9 is road trip or adventure friend. Pick a character to take on a road trip or adventure. I was a bit stuck on this one for a while, and even now I'm not sure which character I'm going to say. I've picked a book series, but even now I'm like, who do I go for? Who do I go for? Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking a character from Harry Potter, but I'm not sure which to go with. Fred or George could be quite a good call. Yeah, I'm going to say either Fred or George Weasley from Harry Potter. I feel like either of those would be such a good laugh. And they would just make a road trip or adventure just really entertaining, I think. And if I could take both of them, that'd be even better. Question 10, either pick a few characters to be part of a fictional music band or create a group of fictional friends to be your fictional posse. And for this one, I'm going for a fictional music band because the moment I read that, I literally couldn't think of anyone better than Simon from the Mortal Instruments series. It's perfect. He's got his own fictional band and it's terrible, and by his own admission it's probably even terrible. So in my fictional band I would have Simon, I'd have to have Clary, and I'd definitely have to have Jace and also Izzy. And may as well throw in Alec while I'm at it. And it might be quite good fun to just throw Magnus in there, and I feel like, along with myself included, that would just be the most fun fictional music band ever. Can you imagine the hits we could come out with? That would just be great fun. So thank you very much for watching this tag. I haven't yet decided who I'm going to tag, so I'll leave that in the description box below if you want to check that out. If I haven't tagged you and you really want to do this tag, then feel free to do it and just say I tagged you, that's fine. Let me know what you would have picked if you don't want to do a video but you have got strong opinions about any of these questions. I again would love to know what you think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more book tags, book reviews and other bookish content from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!